has been sadly discovered that there are several polybags scattered around the college. So you might be wondering, what is a polybag? Polybag, commonly known as nursery bags or grow bags, are made of polymer materials such as polyethylene. But the reason they are here is that polybag is not disposed properly.
Plastic waste is becoming a threat to soil fertility.
Potato starch. After our biology experiment, we noticed that there are a lot of potato left, and that caused us to associate with the discarding of sprouted potato and the issue of oversupplied potato. Owing to that, we decided to make potato starch-based bioplastic. We collected potato from lab and cut it into pieces. Then, we blended the potato and filtered starch water from it. Let it sit and voila, potato starch. Eggshell. We also collect eggshells from canteen and grind it into powders. Tea waste. Then we collected tea waste from tea bags. Bioplastic. We conducted experiment to investigate the relationship between the amount of glycerol used and the degree of deformation in bioplastics. Eggshell and tea waste are sprinkled on the bioplastic before it was oven dry. After experiment, we found out that bioplastic with A ratio have lower deformation than B ratio. Therefore, we use A ratio to produce our final product. Now introducing the future of packaging. EcoShell TeaGly Polybag. EcoShell TeaGly Polybag are made of potato starch-based bioplastic instead of traditional petroleum-based plastic.
These eco-friendly polybags are not only strong and durable but also degradable. Traditional polybag can only decompose after 1,000 years, while EcoShell TeaGly Polybag can degrade in soil within 4 months.
After EcoShell TeaGly Polybag decompose into soil, tea waste will boost the nitrogen content of plants and becomes the food for earthworms. But it will increase the acidity of the soil. Here comes the solution. Eggshells, which are rich in calcium carbonate, decreases the acidity of the soil, and hence, the soil will be more fertile and favorable for crops growth. Based on Table 1, the number of leaves of basil plants are different between traditional polybag, bioplastic polybag, and EcoShell TeaGly Polybag after 7 days. Traditional polybag acted as a control set. Bioplastic polybag was made up with potato starch base, while EcoShell TeaGly Polybag was made with the same components of the bioplastic polybag with the addition of eggshell and tea waste. The result shows the basil plants in EcoShell TeaGly Polybag has the highest number of leaves due to the nutrients provided by the eggshells and tea waste. Thus, from the data that we collected, the EcoShell TeaGly Polybag is the most suitable medium for the growth of basil plants. In conclusion, by using EcoShell TeaGly Polybag, we would be able to reduce the amount of plastics discarded to our planet. The usage of these polybags is a meaningful step towards the conservation of limited resources on Earth, and it is a good contribution towards our first stake in establishing the circular economy.